Oh, I'm assuming that works. God, my hair looks bad. My hair's started thinning. It's probably all this resin killing my cells. Right, can everyone hear me okay? I want you to, like, sound off first. Can you hear me? It did happen a month ago, Paul, but it is happening again now because the winner didn't claim it, but I've got things that I'm going to talk about that. So just want to see some comments, please. Can you hear me? Anybody? Am I live? I need to check my own stream. Yes, hello. That sounds German. Hello, good audio, fantastic. Sorry if you can hear printer woo 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 in the background. I got an X1 Carbon last week, and it hasn't stopped. Apart from this morning, because I got a bit of chewed up filament in some in the extruder, so I had to take that off and thing it. But other than the half hour that took me to fix this morning, but it's probably about an hour with filming, it hasn't stopped, and I'm printing some awesome stuff. So, which is meant. So the I kind of wish I was on the I wish I was on the beginning of the what's it for that one, the beginning of the marketing thing for that one, because that is a killer printer. If you're after FDM, easily X1 Carbon, best thing I've ever used. In fact, I don't even like using sorry, I've got Spiky Bits messaging me going, how can I get a chocolate Space Marine from you? Nice. Right, so let's have a look. How many have we got in here? I can't tell. I need to look at my own video stats. I'll have a chat about what's going off and why we're doing another giveaway. Because we aren't doing another giveaway. It's the same giveaway. Can anyone guess why we're doing another giveaway? Anyone? Any guesses? That says live, but it's not live. Let me just see what's going on. I'm watching my own video. I'm just going to mute my own video. There are 77 watching. See, nobody watches my live videos. Hi, what am I printing? So many things. Like, you know, and that isn't even all of them. Like, I've got my Elegoo there. Like, put it this way, my printers have now taken up my painting desk. Let me just adjust the lighting in here to make me a little bit prettier. Yep, you nailed it. They didn't claim it, and the reason they didn't claim it, I was a bit worried about this when we did the draw. Right, let's get rid of them. That's a little bit better lighting. Let's warm me up in. Oh, that's too warm. Nasty. And then what I'm going to do is, boom. Look, I've got remotes everywhere for different types of lighting. That's way too much. But that side lights me rather than top lights me, which lets me hide the lack of hair that's happening here. But I have had a word with Turbo Dork, and they're going to send me a hat to hide my baldness. So, you know, win-win. X1 Carbon is a beast. No, simply got issues for it. Yeah, mine just works. Like I say the X1 Carbon just works. Don't get me wrong, I've had issues with it. Like, can we still call them issues? Like, okay, if you get a laser printer and you get a paper jam, is that an issue with the printer? Or is it just one of those things where you kind of accept it? That's really not helping my hairline, is it? Let me, I need to go dimmer, much dimmer. God, I'm so vain. The videos you do are great and super helpful. Appreciate your time and effort. Won't be able to stay on the stream. Good luck to everyone. Thank you, Rasp. Really appreciate your comments, mate. Really, super appreciated. Just to let you know as well, anybody last time who was in here, so we do these giveaways, and people keep dropping like monetary tips and stuff like that as like thank yous. Before you do that, just consider instead just join as a member for a month. Like, you know, if you're going to give like a $5 tip, just join as a member for a month. Oh, thank you, Angel. Really appreciate it. Look how thin that is now. I mean, to be fair, I have just got out the shower, but still. But yeah, with all, you know, anyone who's going to tip, instead of tipping, just join as a member for a month, because then you get early access to videos, you get your name in the credits, and you get the exclusive videos where before my review comes out, I tell you what I think about these things. Specifically, the Saturn 3 Ultra, where I, looking at Vog's video, and I watched J3D Tech. My review's already written, so it's not influenced by them. My video says very different to what they're saying, and I acknowledge that what I'm saying is different in there. I'm not saying you're gonna have to be a member to find out what I'm talking about, or wait. I'm editing it this week. Should be edited by tomorrow. I don't know whether to put the Saturn 3 video out on Tuesday. I have got the Anycubic Photon X 6K S review already done and up for members. But I don't know whether to sit on that for a week and get the Saturn 3 one out. But actually J3D Tech's review's just gone out today, so I might just let his have some time to breathe before I come in and dump on it. I generally tend to get a few more views than him, and he's got really good content, so I don't want to be that guy who's a dick. So what we got? We've got 102 people watching now. Not as many as before, but yeah. How do you clean your IPA if you use it? I don't use IPA. I use methylated spirits. I use odorless methylated spirits because it lasts so much longer. How do I clean it? I literally leave it in the bottle. Well, I say I don't. I leave it in the bottle to cure, but that doesn't really do anything. Then I pour it out and leave that to cure and leave that to cure. But most of the time I'll just take it up the local chemical plant and just say, right, there's a bottle of IPA that I need to get rid of. So yeah, done. But that's how I would clean it. But honestly, most of it evaporates. So I end up with pretty much resin by the time I've done with it. And I haven't really ever had to replace much since I've started using methylated spirits. So yeah. Yeah, distilling it's a good idea. That's a smart one, Mark, actually. Distilling it is very much a good thing. That's the other thing as well, yeah. Instead of tipping, if you join as a member, I'm going to see your comments a lot easier because you're in green to me and there's a big star next to it. So I'm more likely to speak to you. Oh, thanks, Dragon Skull. Yes, it is just hair. I always had one dream, like just because, as I grew up. I mean, I'm 40 in February. So remember to get me a present. 22nd of February is my birthday. But yeah, in all, methylated spirits are called denatured alcohol in the US. There you go. That's really good. Thank you, Roger. Really appreciate that. But yeah, I've totally forgot what I was saying there. Something about I always, as like my mates started going bald, I was like, I just hope I can grow a beard before I lose my hair, because at least then I can do the shaved hair. It's a choice thing with a beard, and I can't grow a proper beard. Like I'm almost I think I've got the what's his name? Who's oh, my brain is not working tonight. Shooty guy, Matrix man, Keanu Reeves. I've got the Keanu Reeves and Johnny Depp beard where it's like all patchy and nasty and scraggly. So, but at least I've got a beard. Like this is getting thicker as this gets thinner. So it seems to be the same. I've just got delayed testosterone in my life. So right, so here we are. I want to get on with it tonight and do it. So last time we did one of these draws, I had a look at the comment afterwards, and the comment clearly, like I said in my video, or I said in the description, tell me why you want this printer or what you like the most, or tell me what you're going to print. And the comment for the person who won the draw last time was clearly like just a random comment. I don't think they'd even read about a competition or anything like that. So Artificer Goblin, that's not going to get you an extra entry, but I really appreciate it. I really do. So yeah, see me a balding shitty beard. Use fabric, then 3D print a beard. I might do that. Yeah, fake it till you make it. Have you tried minoxidil propecia or prayer? I've tried prayer. I can't even pronounce the other thing. Just transplant head hair to beard. Problem solved. As a hairstylist, I find the hair and beard talk interesting. Thanks, Christopher. That's really appreciated. So yeah, so it wasn't claimed last time. I'm just gonna keep getting dimmer until, like, look, even in normal, that's pretty much normal light. If I turn off the above light, You can't tell. We're getting thicker. Hang on, hang on. There you go. That's all my lights off in my room now. So, brilliant. So, 40 tomorrow. Happy birthday for tomorrow, James. I hope, well, I wish you many happy returns. Who knows, you could win a printer. So, yeah, the guy who won last time, or the person, sorry, I don't know if it's a guy because it was kind of looked like a company name. I messaged them. I'll be honest, I never chase too much. The other thing is, if people don't have notifications on, then they're not going to know. So, yeah. I'd use it for 3D printed sculptures to metal. I have 3 old printers. There you go then. But yeah, the person who commented, it wasn't a why they want the printer. It was just a, oh, this looks pretty good, I might try that out kind of comment. So, right, so I am going to be very much a stickler with the rules. The rules originally said your comment needs to say why you want this printer. If I pull a name, I'm going to look at that comment, and then if it's clearly not an entry, like an entry of why they would want this printer, then I'm just going to move that on to the next person and that sort of thing. Right, what are we at? We're still at 102. This is a nice consistent 102. I really want to thank you all for wanting to spend your Friday night with me rather than going out or doing things, but let's be fair, we all want to be in our little hobby bunkers printing stuff. Right, let's quickly talk about some things that I've been in the middle of. So, as you know, I've already reviewed the Saturn II, and I've already done the Mars, which is just off the frame here. The Mars 4 Ultra. Can I just do webcam? No, because I haven't done a scene for webcam. It's there, look. I've already done the Mars 4 Ultra. Too many Marses, far too many Marses. So I've done those reviews. As you can now tell, I've got the other ones. So Eligoo sent me 2. I've got the other 2 myself. And I've done them. So this week I have filmed, or I did most of the filming last week. Every evening this week has been taken up with script writing. So I've done a script for my Saturn 3 Ultra review, a script for my Mars 4 9K review, the normal Mars 4, that one there. I've done a script for my Mars 4 versus Mars 4 Ultra, and a script for my Saturn 3 versus Saturn 3 Ultra. So yeah, I'm doing them as versus videos, and I got a lot of crap for this, like people just whinging at me because, as you may know, these Ultras come with ACF film, which I have declared war on openly and said this is terrible. It makes prints worse. Well, I'm not going to spoil it, but all I'm going to say is in my Saturn 3 Ultra review, I eat my own words to quite a degree, and I openly admit to that and say so. But other people have different opinions. Again, I'm not saying mine's right, no one's is right. Have a look at a variety of reviews before making your choice, because at the end of the day, I can't tell you which is the best printer because everyone's circumstances are different. To me, I can tell you my favourite printer now still very much is the GK2, no matter what I've tested around it. There are 2 printers I know about that I can't say anything about that are competitors that may overtake that are coming out before Christmas, or will at least be revealed before Christmas. I should have hands on before Christmas, but right now, that's still the one. Like even though these have got 12k, Jesus, like it matters. But yeah, these have got 12k and ACF and super fast. Then yeah, that's still the one. The GK2 is still the one I print with. It's over there. So right, what else have I been doing? I've also got the Anycubic 12k upgrade kit late. So that's taking me longer than I wanted because I want to do a video with and without the ACF you get with it so we can do a comparison. I've talked about the ACF with these and what you can do. And look, the long and short of it is if you take the ACF out, you get the same equivalent quality as the other printer. In the case of the Mars, because the Mars 4 Ultra has a Fresnel lens and the Mars 4 doesn't have a Fresnel lens, when you replace the NFEP in the Mars 4, or the ACF in the Mars 4 Ultra with NFEP, thanks to that Fresnel lens, silly word, then you've got to like squint and turn your head and the light to the right angle, but it's a sliver better. But that could have been a lucky print. Jesus, so many comments. Right, want to get into 3D printing? Blah, blah, blah. Okay, screen protector on. I did put on top already. But yeah, brilliant. Do that. And the other thing about all the Saturns and Marses, apart from the Mars 49K says it comes with a plastic screen protector. All of the other ones have got glass screen protectors. I haven't seen a single screen protector on any of these printers. So unless the glass ones are integrated under the tape around the LCD, yeah. So yeah, who doesn't love a bit of Abe's Odyssey? I got these a while ago from GameTees.com. Like, they looked better before I put the extra weight on. Like, you know, the tits don't help it, but whatever. I'm 40. I'm at the point of giving up now. So I've attracted a wife. I've had kids. That's pretty much everything. I just need to work on divorce next and fail a business or something like that. But it seems to be working still, and I don't know why. Right, so done the 12K upgrade kit. It wasn't hard, but it wasn't easy either. So you need a bit of technology. You need a bit of 3D printer techie knowledge and a bit of patience to get it done. It feels like a pointless upgrade. So if you've already got the 8K, I wouldn't go out your way to get the 12K. But when your screen gives up the ghost, upgrade, and you'll see a bit of a benefit going forward. And it's nice that they do that. Like Elegoo, Anycubic, buy our new printer. Frozen, really smart. No need to buy a new printer. Here's one. I mean, if I were them, I would also release the 12K as well. Like I'd have pulled back all the 8Ks, but I don't know. Maybe they've got something cooking under the hood. And I've also got something called a G-Tech Alcade, or a G-Tech Alcade. And the G-Tech Alcade, but yeah, no worries, Jod. I'll speak to you soon. The G-Tech Alcade is basically, it's a 2K, dead tiny. I think it's only about 5 or 6 inch, but it's a $100 printer, and it's fine. Like, if I can get some prints from it, like that. Let me just, I'm in front of my own thing. Can I get that on frame, like that, from a 2K printer? Because as much as we've been going 2K, 4K, 8K, as I've said many times, the resin is what matters. And the resin is what matters the most. And that's come out of it. Like, I've got a decent Wolverine out of it. These ones here by Mezgite, that's come from it as well. Is that... try and get me off the thing. Hopefully that's something. Like, look at that. That's not the best quality, but yeah, like, absolutely brilliant for a 2K print, $100 printer, and my resin. Speaking of my resin, or our resin, hang on. We got some feedback from the initial batch. Done a slight tweak to it. Don't worry, the formula's still the same. It now comes in a black bottle. It looked daft with. Let me see if I can get some. It looked daft. Like, I think that label's really sexy, right? It's a really nice label, but it's daft on the brown bottle, whereas on the black bottle, like, it looks more product, doesn't it? That looks nice. But yeah, we are trying to get this into the US. We were going to do a big, like, Kickstarter-y launch and stuff like that, but we're still trying to learn what the market wants, and this is why I've done a couple of things on a couple of community posts and polls, because it seems that what people want is people. What do people want? People aren't sure what they want, so this is why I'm trying to show them. Now, the point of that resin is not for everything, but it's for miniatures. That's the point of it. Like, there wasn't, and there isn't a resin out there for people who print miniatures. Not a good one, anyway. So, and with miniatures, it's different. All of this is different. This is why I've got a channel up specifically about 3D printers for miniatures. It's becoming more 3D printers, but, you know, my heart is still very much in war games, in Warhammer, in miniature painting and things like that. So stuff like that. And so we got this resin because nobody has made the resin for miniatures. They get it wrong. and I rang up manufacturers, and most of them, if not all of them, are Chinese, and there's something in the language barrier where they just don't get what it is we're after. And it's quite simple. We want something that's as sharp as we can possibly get it, but also durable. And I mean, I'm going to embarrass myself here, but like, that's a bit too thick. But there you go, like that. If you can see that, like, you've got some flexibility in that. If I did this in frozen 8K resin, that much would snap it. So there you go. Whereas this has got a good amount of flexibility on things like tassels. So when you paint it or when you put it in your kit bag, it's good. But you can see still how sharp and detailed that is. Check out the link in, not the description of this video, but all my other videos. And you'll get access to it, and it'll show you the photos, the close-up photos of what we can get out of it. And yes, like any printer, you do still need to enable anti-aliasing, but the point of it is we made a really sharp resin that's then durable. We didn't go, this is a really sharp resin and it's brilliant. Yeah, the miniatures look great straight off the printer, but once they've been in the curing station and then been given a couple of days to air cure, you go and put them in your kit bag, and little bits like that will just go flying. Like, there's no point having that on a What's-It. And if you're happy with Sunloose standard that people go with, that's fine. But what I've been saying to people, especially with these reviews, I'm like, if you're not interested in our resin, fine, it is expensive. All I'm going to do is put my hands up and say, that's what it costs. Like, it's not, we're not trying to go, we haven't just, rebadged something and gone, here's a massive premium. This is what it costs to make a resin with those properties. Believe me or don't, it's your call. But if you're looking at a Sunloose resin and a Sunloose standard, then why are you buying 9 and 12K printers? That's my point. So yeah. Anyway, right. Marketing aside. Oh, and one other thing I want to show off is, because I absolutely love Mezgeik, I printed his Dredge Marine at 75mm. Can we just take a minute to like appreciate how awesome that sculpt is? Like that's a miniature inspired by like the likes of BioShock and things like that. Like, look, he's even dragging a corpse. You get a bonus corpse. But yeah. But you have to go outside UK with that resin. But you have to go outside UK with that resin. I'm not sure. But your videos maybe want to start printing. So I'm just going to try and catch up with comments. Yeah. But yeah, I'm just going to hold this up while I talk a bit more. So yeah, so with shipping, what we were going to do was like, we'll release it in the UK, and then we'll see if we can make enough money selling it in the UK to start then looking at distribution in the US and Europe. But it isn't selling as fast as we thought it would be. I know the price is high. I think people just need to see it more and get used to it. And the more people who try it, and the more we get the word out about just how good this is. Like, put it this way, you know what I do. And of all the resins I've seen, I'm standing here going, this is the one. And I'm overjoyed that I get to put my name on it. That's how good it is. And this is everything I print now where I can is in that resin. But yeah, absolutely brilliant. Yeah, I love these, and it's the fact that I've printed so many things, and I know I was using frozen resin so often, and frozen resin's good for detail. It's better than mine for detail. Like, there's only a little bit in it, but the point of it is, the point of it is with my resin is mine's more durable. So again, frozen resin is great for detail, but again, that would snap. I mean, it'd snap on this if I bent it too much, but in fact, yeah, these bits are a bit thick. But you know what I mean? We had the bendy miniature bits. Like, these are more durable than store-bought plastics. They are. That's the thing. So we were going to see if we could get enough money, and if we were close, then we would kickstart it and do a relaunch in the US. But I don't think the demand is quite there yet. I mean, hardly anyone knows about it. I've done 2 videos. One of them was the Mars 4, and I briefly mentioned it, and the other one was a hardly watched video. So yeah. So I'm going to put a few more videos out. We'll do it. One thing we are considering doing, and we don't want to do this, is just selling it from the UK store to the US and Europe, because you know, at least then we can, and we can get it to those people who are desperate for it and want it. And we could always do another relaunch, you know, at some point and go, oh, this is the best one. But people don't care about resin videos. They're not going to care about a resin Kickstarter. So there's no point. There's too many resins out there. People are happy with what they've got. They don't want to change. That's fine. But we have got more people testing it. We've got some big names testing it. We've had the Miniature Hobbyist has had a go. I'm trying to get some to Battle Brother Sam. I've got James from Rising Apes going to get some bottles over to him. Who else have we got? Hellstorm Mikey. Yeah, anyone know him? So I'm going to get him some bottles when he sends me his address. But the guy's about as busy as I am. So yeah, it's absolutely mad. I use Elegoo ABS Light 2.0 resin, but having better detail would, yeah, that's a good example actually. It's better detail than Elegoo ABS Light. Yeah, and that I would say is the difference. Hardiness probably about the same. Probably about the same. I think the balance is definitely up there a bit more with detail, but no, I'd say durability. Like Elegoo ABS, you could bounce that across the floor, and I think that's too much, personally. I think you don't need that much durability. You need it to be the equivalent of store-bought plastics. So, and you know what they are. Like, you can drop a plastic model off a table, it'll be fine. You can drop the same plastic model off the same table on the 32nd of June Ember, and for some reason it just shatters. So, and that's what we were going for. We want quality, then durability. So whilst we want both, the balance is more on the quality side. But again, when you get this and print with it, you'll notice that it's equivalent to store-bought plastics, if not a bit hardier, and it's got the benefit of being water washable. That wasn't even something we were looking for. That's just a property of what we've ended up with, because of what it's not got in it allows it to be water washable. So there you go. Right. So yeah, we are looking to sell to the US. We are looking to sell to the EU from our store, but it's just going to be shipping. And then at least if people are desperate for it and they want it, they'll pay the shipping cost. We don't know what they're going to be, but that's what it's going to cost. We're not trying to rip anyone off. We're just trying to make it better for you. If you want proper, the best miniatures from your printer, this is it. Right. What else have we on? X1 carbon. I can't show you at the moment, but I'm basically, you see, between my Elegoos is a big block of wood with the body of a storm bolter on it. So things like that. We are, NBA, we are looking to ship to all regions as we can. It just, again, it's more likely, unless it blows up and people actually do start buying it because they see the benefit in it compared to other resins, then we are going to have to probably do a Kickstarter. The problem with it is whilst I know how good it is, otherwise I wouldn't be raving about it. I knew how good the GK2 was, but everybody's looked at reviews for the GK2. No one's looking at resin reviews. Someone, most people use this resin that they use because their mates told them it's the most available to them. They tried it and they're happy enough with it, or they've read somewhere this is the better stuff and they've just gone with that, and then back to step 3 where it's like, I'm happy enough with it. You can only imagine how many I've tried. In fact, I've got a video coming up, and I'll be 100% fair with it. You're here because you know you can trust me. I will be 100% fair with the Elegoo, with the Sunlu resin. I have all their resins. I'm going to run them through my GK2, and I'm going to give you a breakdown of what the different ones do, because I think that'll be useful for people to understand what half of these things even mean, at least in Sunlu's words anyway. So there we go. Do I have a painting series for beginners? I now have resin models that need painting. I don't, but I was actually talking to somebody recently, and that's what I'm looking at doing. By the way, if you're messaging me, just put @Fohammer and I'll notice it because it comes up in bright orange for me, and then I can see it. Otherwise, I'm just assuming you're talking amongst yourselves. So, yeah, I am going to start doing more painting videos. In fact, I want to get this clear. So at the end of this week, I've got 2 more scripts to write this week. Jesus, both for the Alkay Tech, the 2K awesome printer, and I say it's awesome. It's awesome for $100. And I'm saying dollars because they haven't got a pound value on their website. And the X1 Carbon, I have to write up reviews for both of them. Can anyone guess what I'm going to say about the X1 Carbon? My review is pretty much pointless at this point, so I've got to take a new angle, but can anyone guess my thoughts on it? They're the same as everyone else's. Currently printing with sun blue, clear blue ABS. Like, again, and why have you picked that? Like, is it because you tried it one day and you're like, that works, and then you just keep buying more bottles because it's cheap enough and such and such? So what I'm trying to do is get it out there so people and you know, as big as I have managed to become and I'm so grateful for on this channel, I'm still not big enough that, hey, buy this and people do. Like, I'm certainly not a Ninjon, I'm not a Miniac, I'm not a Squidmar, I'm far from that. Like, Squidmar just literally needs to use a toothpick in a video and all of a sudden that company's sold out of toothpicks. So, yeah. Yeah, you're right, Mark. It's a good printer. So, yeah, here we are. Right, so what else are we on? We've done that. I've got 3 scripts written. I've got 2 more to write tomorrow. Then I've got to record my audio for them. I should have my Saturn 2 video, the draft edit, done by tomorrow for the Saturn 3 Ultra, which will go out to members. So if you want to see that, then you need to be a member. Otherwise, it'll either be Tuesday or the week after. Then Sunday, I'm out with the family. We're going to West Midlands Safari Park. So if anyone's going there, make sure you say hi. If you want to sell the resin in the EU, just get DDP shipping. It'll really help. Sale will remove a lot of the extra costs for people in the EU. I think we've got probably, it's not so much that, it's the costs for labour to fill out the bloody export documentation, because it's a hazardous substance. So, but since bloody Brexit, we can't just have open borders and thingy. Yeah, it was cheap, printed really fast. The results were really good too. There you go. So you found a resin, you're happy with it. Boom, done. Carry on. So there we go. Curious to know what you've done with the Mage Pro. Sat there. Nothing. They sent me a replacement funnel, which was really good of them. I mean, I can share things about crafting. They sent me a replacement funnel. They sent me some of the fast resin, but by which point we'd got the M5s and they're fast as well. So yeah, so whilst I could have gone back and gone, okay, yeah, it's pretty much an 8K printer, isn't it? It's a fast 8K printer. The funnel on it, the spout, it takes like 20 minutes to fill half a tank. Like, I'm sorry, but is pouring resin in and pouring it out again so difficult that you need the convenience of a pump? And then basically, whilst you're printing, you've got this open bottle of resin sat on your worktop. Then you've got to put this like rubber hose into it. Then when you take the rubber hose out, that's dripping with resin and you've got to clean that off. And then you've pretty much got to squeegee it out, otherwise it'll then drip all over your worktop. And then you put it down, and then I can just imagine, even though you've squeegeed it, once the air pressure releases, it'll then start to just leak out and drip out. There's nowhere to hook it on. Like, honestly, is that easier or more convenient than just pouring the bloody stuff in? So that's a non feature. Then you've got the bit, as Vog said as well, really, really massive shout out to Vog. Huge respect for the guy. As we all love Vog, he's great. But yeah, you are as happy as me. I bought Bamboo. Yeah, Bamboo Lab P1S as your first 3D printer. There you go. That's the best way to start. Yeah, I've got the X1 Carbon, obviously, so I've got the AI benefits too, which is brilliant. But in all, yeah, it's a nice. Sorry, welcome to ADHD. But yeah, so obviously the 2 main things you need to get right with an FDM printer are temperature and flow rate. And this pretty much gets temperature. I mean, ABSs, we've got to the point now where as long as you're using a decent ABS, PLAs, as long as you're using a decent one, so long as you're in the 210 to 230 range, it'll print. You've just got to up and down it. So you've got to get temperature right and you've got to get flow rate. And thanks to the AI thing, you get flow rate right. So back to this, yeah. So it's just sat there. I did go and see, weirdly, I went in to Nottingham recently because there's a place there called Lead Belt Gaming Arena, and they're part of like a collective which includes Rogue Hobbies and The Honest Wargamer and a few guys there do 3D printing, and I was going to nip in and say, hey, have you got any use for these, because I haven't, and see if they wanted hands-on or anything like that. I've seen, like, it's Louise from Rogue Hobbies. She's printing a load of her, like, Gribbly goblins at the moment. They look really cool, but like you can see from the video, the resin it's printed on, they just look really poor quality prints, like to keep up with what nowadays. But I'm sure, again, that's not a critique. I'm sure people will be happy, but like the sort of the printers that they're getting to print them look a couple of years old. So anyway, I nipped in to see if there was any use for them, but Louise was out, Rob was busy. He sort of mentioned on what, which sounds exciting, but I won't say what. So really good for him, and look forward to that content coming soon. So yeah, right. Lots of people have messaged me. P1S 2 weeks ago, show off. What I'm waiting for now is that, have you seen the new X1s have been, I don't know if they've been announced yet, but they've been rumoured. So I'm going to wait for the new ones. I'm going to have a word with my contact, because I'm going to do 3 videos for this, I think. I'm doing one, which is just the review. I'm doing one printing my bolter, which is here. I say my bolter, I obviously got it. I just think it'll be good Warhammer content, but it's 2 reels of filament almost. And it's cost me nearly 50 quid in screws and magnets, because I've had to, but nobody sells 4 of this screw or magnet, but it's such a good, like, let me just see if I can find one. There it is. So there's just one part of it, like, and that's just the screw and the magnet, and then you've got a little safety catch there, which you can move. I'm moving that from the other side. It doesn't actually fire, like, there's none of that, but what it does do is look awesome. I printed it in that was done by accident because I picked the wrong thing. And that kind of looks like an alien pulse rifle now, doesn't it? But then I've got you've got a magazine thing to go in underneath for your rounds, and that piece over there. I mean, if I hold it up, is it that way? I'll hold it up out of frame. Like, you can almost see it. Which way am I going? There. So that's going to be the bolter. It's not a Nerf or anything like that, but it is really cool. So I'm going to do a video on putting all this together. It's the most realistic bolter I've seen, in terms of, like, it's got some, not a lot, but it's got some functionality, some detail. Like, there's the barrel for it. I don't think that goes in. Maybe it does. Maybe that goes in there. So that's the barrel piece. And then, yeah, so I'll share the file, don't worry. Yeah, when it's released, you'll all get to know where the file is and things like that. I've put that on the wrong way around, but whatever. But yeah, the fact that it's like, all that is there's a printed mechanism in there, and then there's a spring behind it, but finding the spring was a nightmare. So, but again, like, the guy who sculpted this clearly knows real firearms. So yeah, and because he's got that knowledge of real firearms, then he's brought a lot of that. So a lot of people do 3D printed bolters, where it's basically your Warhammer bolter and then scaled up. But yeah, that's awesome. Farhammer, you kept alluding to some amazing resin printer coming in a few weeks. Is it worth getting either the GK2/Mars 4, or should I wait for the review? First thing I want to say about that is GK2 or Mars 4, that's a very, like, in fact, going off the screen's a good thing. That's a very wide spectrum, like, already, whether GK2 or Mars 4. So imagine this as the Mars 4, like the GK2's there. So yeah, don't get me wrong, the Mars 4's detail, but it's so small. It's so small. That barrel's the barrel wrong way around. I don't know. Look, right, it's fine. It'll do. No, it's not. That's right. That goes in there. Oh, that shouldn't be in yet, I don't think. Hang on. Ugh, there we go. So look, it all comes apart. Right, that goes in there. Oh, it's not the barrel that's the wrong way. I know what you mean. Right, no, it's this. Is it that? No, it's this lot. Right, the good thing is, you can... Hey... would you consider doing a video for complete newbies to 3D printing covering what else you need to buy? Yes, I do need to do that actually, and how to assess STL files to see if they'll print well. No, there's no way to do that. There isn't. Like, I suppose that should be covered in the video, that you can't just go, oh, this is such and such. You can't just go, oh, this is a good print, that's a bad print. But it's, yeah. You're the newbie in the question. Yeah, no worries, Soph. Yes, I should do that video. Like, where to, you know, if you're getting started 3D printing, what bit should you buy to go with it? Like, look, this is how good this is. It's got actual, like, you feel like you're taking a weapon apart. And it doesn't just glue either. You've got to get, like, proper M5 and M3 hex bolts and various bits like that in order to get it working. So, yeah, it is a really awesome print that you need to keep an eye out for. So let me get this back in here. There we go. That's a bit more like it. So you can kind of see where it's going now. And then I can put the barrel back on the... I mean, it's even got sights. It's got a full rail on top. So there we go. Yeah, if anybody wants this, I forget the sculptor's name. But yeah, so this is going to be a separate video, because I've realised, whilst I love you all and you're all wonderful people, I always wanted to be one of the guys with one of the big Warhammer and miniature painty channels. And, you know, I've ended up in 3D printing because I did reviews, I did video reviews. You guys like those reviews, so I get sent more printers, so I do more reviews. And it's weird that I'm actually liking Elegoo more than anybody else at the moment, considering they support me less than any other brand. Like Anycubic, I just sort of message them going, can I review this? And they'll send it me. Most of the time I don't have to ask. Elegoo, it's like trying to get blood out of a stone. I've even messaged them recently saying, hey, I'm having some not issues, can you clarify this for me and how this works? And no answer. In days, no answer. So yeah. But yeah, and then the other thing with this that you can't quite see, I think I've done it wrong. Maybe that should have gone in before I glued that in place. Oh no, it goes on there. So you can't actually see how this works without but when the casing's on, you get two pull tabs here, and you do that, and there you go. So you can basically put rounds in there, you get a magazine in there, and you get this little clip on there to do it. So it's functional, it's got some function, it just doesn't have a spring or a mechanism to fire. So yeah, you can understand how cool that is. But yeah, so I'm going to do a video on that. Then I'm doing a video on using the Bamboo Lab to print miniatures, actual miniatures. And I'm working, does anybody know a guy called Duncan Shadow Luca? Oops, excuse me. Duncan Shadow Luca, or Duncan Shadow. Because he sent me some miniatures specifically to print on these, and I'm also getting some 8mm, 6 or 8mm building terrain potentially to test on it too, as well as other printers. So that'll be really good. So that's going to be another video. So I'm doing the review video for the Bamboo Lab, the how to print a bolter, because I want my Warhammer following back. But it's weird. I want my Warhammer following back, but I'm not going to be printing Warhammer miniatures. I don't agree with it. Look, I'm not here to police you. What you choose to do is fine. I'm not your dad. I've got kids of my own that I need to deal with. I don't. I will not print Warhammer models. I'll print models that are close to Warhammer or have some inspiration from Warhammer, like the Ravaged Star stuff, like Mezgeik stuff. But that's only one part of the inspiration. But I don't agree with, I don't condone, I don't support, and I do not promote printing Warhammer models. Sorry guys, that's just me. And you know, part of that's personal. I have friends who work at that company. I live in Nottingham, so I simply will not do that. But yeah, so there we go. You do you, whatever, you do you. Yeah. So, oh, nice one, Dragon Skull. Welcome to, wow, oh, brilliant. Jumping in there with straight up to or top tier. Well, you're amongst the top tier. No one's paid the silly amount monthly, but yeah, thanks, man. Really appreciate it. Love getting new members. Right, sorry, I need to answer an earlier question and then we'll get on to the draw. But I normally want this to be like an hour, half an hour, and then I'm here for an hour. So when my kids get back, I'm going to go because I want a quick evening with them. Right, so to answer the earlier question, these new ones I'm alluding to coming out, would I still buy the GK2? Yeah, I would. These new ones coming out, if they... Right, let me put it this way. I know of 2 printers coming out that could potentially take the top spot from the GK2 as the best printer, but it will be this close. If it does it, it will be this close. Already, there's an argument for the Saturn 3 Ultra over the GK2. Like I haven't updated it yet because the review hasn't gone out. The Saturn 3 Ultra is going to take second place in our top 10 printers for miniatures videos. If you are going to run out and buy one after this thing, go and watch either our Saturn 8K or Saturn 3 video or any video, and please click the Elegoo or Amazon link wherever you're buying it from before you make a purchase. Thank you if you're doing it based on our advice. That's going into second place. It was this close to being first place, but I'm not convinced on the quality as yet because it uses ACF, but it still impressed me. And when you think about the other convenience features that the GK2 has, like the bed leveling is just better, the wider plate and the heater and the lid, like all of those things add up to a much better package. But the quality of the prints, well, this was on the Saturn 3 Ultra, and the Saturn 3 Ultra was one of those printers where I did the review. Like whenever I do these reviews, I try and print the bare minimum to form a conclusion about the printer. So normally that's the exposure tests. Oh, here is the Saturn 3 Ultra. So that's the exposure tests, and then Saturn 3 Ultra, Warhammer Resin, buy some of that. But yeah, so, and then I'll do my Wolverine, because I love that Wolverine sculpt by Drafnia Studio. And then I'll do whatever I'm in the flavour for of that month. So I've done a lot of Mezgeik stuff recently, because I want to build a force. And I wasn't happy with the quality that I got on the Mars 4. So, LFC for Life. Is that Liverpool Football Club, LFC? LFC for Life Jedi. There's a mashup. Thank you so much for joining and becoming a member. I really do appreciate it. And yeah, it's the next, sorry, I should have said it's the next tier up that gets exclusive videos, but you will still get your name in the credits of my videos from next month onwards. So thank you. So yeah, so all these are really, really good. Any sign of the Athena? Actually, no, I need to message him, to be honest. He did say a couple, I keep getting dragged out. He did say we are getting one, but I'll come back to that. Let me come back to that. Sorry. Thank you for joining as a member. So yeah, the Saturn 3 is really good. The quality is excellent. And it's one of those printers where I didn't just print and be happy with it. I just kept printing. And I was like, oh, wow, this is good. That's good. That's good. That's good. And just kept printing more and more because I was that amazed with it. It was that good. In terms of overall quality for miniatures and models. In fact, can I show you what I printed? You are going to like, you're going to love this. If you haven't seen it, oh God, I'm scared to pick it up. Right, let me pop the head on before I do the reveal. Like you might have, well, I dropped part of it, but it's a testament for how good my resin is. Because this is incredibly brittle. It's not fully glued because I actually want to paint this thing. This is Corrupt Tenjin as a bust from Black Forge Games. Look at that. That was on the Saturn 3 Ultra. That's in Wargamer Resin. Whoa. Did you see that? Right, okay. Oh, I don't mind talking bad about the Athena. I'll quite happily do it. So I'm going to put him down there. I'm going to sort him out after the thingy. Look, if a printer's bad, I'll say it's bad. Like, I'll do it professionally, unless it's the Palette Mage Pro. But yeah, this. So you can only put it this way. There's only 2 ways to get this. One is you need to be a subscriber to Black Forge's Patreon for 3 months. Now, that is worth it. Sorry, I've took the head off because it's just too much to thingy. Yeah, so you need to be a subscriber for 3 months to get this, or you need to be me. It did take a while to print, even on the Saturn 3. Oh, yeah. So, good question. Oh god, yeah, the full winged. Yeah, I've done him as well. I gave it away to Mini Wargaming Dave at UKGE, and I don't know what he did with it, but I've never seen it again. I sent him the STL as well and said, just print your own. It's going to be a nightmare to take on the plane. But yeah, the tensions are awesome. Right, how long did it take to print? Well, I originally printed this, as you'll see it first, on my XK6S video. And that was in DLP Craftsman resin for any cubic. And I dropped it and it smashed and I had to print it again. I say I dropped it. There were a few bits where it hadn't printed quite right because I couldn't get the exposure right. It was enough for the video, but I was like, I'm not happy with that. I want to print it again and make it better. So when I got the slightly bigger plate on the Saturn 3, there we go, Saturn 3 Ultra, I printed it in Wargamer and I was like, oh, that's pretty good. And then I started upping the speed. I maxed out the speed. Hang on. No, wrong one. That's the wrong bottle. I shouldn't be promoting that bottle because that's the old bottle. We don't do brown bottles here. So I maxed out the speed of Wargamer resin. I maxed out the speed of the Saturn 3 Ultra with Wargamer resin. And I still got that quality. That's why I'm impressed. Because whilst I've whinged about ACF, and I'll continue to, you need to watch the video to understand the difference with the Saturn 3 Ultra. Because everyone said, meh, it's okay. And you're right, in terms of quality, we haven't come on that far since 2K printers, as I will prove when I show you the £100 2K printer. But what has actually happened is what this has done, what that has done is so much more than just a quality upgrade. It's still not as good as the GK2. I would like to see a GK2 with a 12K screen. I can't believe I'm saying this, but there is an element of more sharpness in the 12K, not sharpness, smoothness in the 12K printers. So yeah, but there we go. That's it. Right. So Wargamer resin, max speed on the Saturn 3 Ultra. How long it took? I think it's about 5 build plates because all the parts, it's a lot of little parts. And they're very huge and just awkward, and you can't, apart from a few small bits, you can't get many parts on a plate. I printed it in a day. It took 4 days on my 8KS. So yeah. So, yay, Artificer Goblin. Bloody hell. Well, you are our first Shogun member, Artificer Goblin. Thank you so much for joining us. I believe I have offered in that tier a personal shopper award. So if you want me to just tell you what printer to buy or what resin, I mean, I'm going to promote my own, but I'll do your needs. You can get in touch with me or drop me a message, and I will by all means get you directly and personally the right printer for your budget and your means, and it's cost you no more than, I can't remember how much it is to sign up for that, but welcome. You will go to the top of the list for the first of next month for the videos that I shoot and edit next month, which might not come out until the 2nd or 3rd week of the month. But you will be in them. We will put you at the top. Thank you so much for that. I really appreciate it. I did miss some questions. Let me go back up. Please don't ask any. You've got 2 minutes to ask questions. I'll go through them, and then I want to get onto the draw if that's all right, because it's already been an hour. Jesus. Right. Am I going to review the Hagia's Ultracraft Reflex before the pre-sale ends on 9th of the 1st? I might not get time, but let me give you a summary here. The Ultracraft Reflex is a brilliant printer. I got it as a prototype version, but they haven't actually made any hardware changes. So the version I got is staying as it is, and it's getting an update. There is a new slicer. They don't use the web. They do still have the web platform, but that's not the promotion anymore. How they're promoting it. It's got its own slicer. It's a dedicated slicer. My view of it is whilst it's a consumer printer, it's still aimed at it's aimed at the consumer in that affordability range, but the actual function of it is still very much aimed more towards people who are 3D printing as businesses, rather than it being an incredible, like, amazing quality printer with excellent features for us. The company's background is dental and prosthetics. There were some issues with minis I haven't retested, but basically when you import a model into their slicer, it wants to support it itself. I'll tell you why in a second. So it would rather support it itself because it knows the resin settings, it knows the printer's capabilities, and it can get the best support settings. If you get a pre-supported model in there, unlike other printers where you can just increase and tweak it, just increase or decrease the exposure time slightly to cheat it, which, by the way, the Saturn 3, you can do that. If you get a failed print and you know you just need to up the exposure time again, just print it again, but you can up the exposure time from the UI, which is really, really good. Nobody else has talked about that or the benefit of that in their reviews, because, I don't know, maybe some people aren't as thorough a reviewer as others. Yeah, anyway, so maybe. Right, so yeah, so it's good, but you can't up and down the exposure time. You just can't do it. The printer knows what its exposure time is. And the miniature supporting, the automatic supports in that application weren't, when I used it, the best for miniatures. I do need to revisit it. I was going to revisit it and do a whole video about production prints, because I got geared up with the guys who did, not Ravage Star, it's the guys who did The Damned, were asking me to... Oh, hello. Okay. Okay, right, sorry, just text from the wife. Yeah, so... what was I saying? Yeah, so the supports just weren't the best for minis because it hadn't been considered. So that's it. Right, let me move down. I'll try and be quicker. I won a Twitter... Why does that keep... There we go. I won a Twitter contest from Elegoo. Took 6 weeks to arrive after waiting 2 weeks for a response. Yeah, these Eastern companies, they're just not... They're not there when it comes to... comms. I was talking to a few people about this the other day. This is what my Bamboo Lab review is going to be. It's going to be like, what's the point of me doing a Bamboo Lab review? Yet again, somebody else says it's amazing. My review is going to be on why it's amazing, because it isn't the speed. It isn't the speed. And most companies out there, like Creality, Cheedy Tech, who I've got massive respect for, by the way, you need to watch that video. Right, so yeah, on all that, all these companies, they don't get why Bamboo is succeeding, and it's because of that Western attitude. Anchormate get it, they understand, but they haven't quite made the breakthrough. Everybody's saying that the Anchormate's an amazing printer, but nobody's buying it, and I don't understand why. So, but hey, I am not in the position of understanding anymore what cost value benefit goes into somebody buying a printer. It's difficult. So yeah, right, let's move down. Have I done a review of Nova 3D? Which one's Nova 3D? Is that the isn't that the Athena? Is Nova 3D the Athena? No. Oh, sorry. The one sat right here. Idiot. I'm doing that at the moment. I had an issue with it, so the FEP sheet ripped and I got a leak. So they've just sent me a replacement FEP. So it's there. I haven't done the review yet. That's next week. So yeah, I started it. Have done it. I hear 8mm terrain, instantly think, heck yeah, Battletech time, baby. Yeah, Battletech, Titanicus, any of those scale games, I think it's going to be great. Obviously, we've got Titanicus. Well, we may have Titanicus coming out soon. That got delayed, didn't it, or something? So, yeah, let's find out. Would those other printers be in the same price range as the GK2? I don't actually know the price ranges. That's the last thing I ever get told on a printer, which is why I tend to avoid it in reviews. I normally find out the price range like days before I go to record, and by which point I can't judge it. Obviously with the Elegoos and stuff, I knew because they were out before I got them, because I'm not Jesse. So yeah, I wish I was Jesse. He's awesome. I do like his stuff. He's a good guy. At the end, do I prefer squared or rectangular pixels? I don't. Is this an explicit? I don't know if I've marked this as an explicit video. Let me... do I prefer squared or rectangular pixels? I don't give a fuck. I really don't. There's 5 microns between, what is it, 19 and 24. It's a 5 micron difference. If you can see that on a print, no, yeah. That's very impressive. Thank you. I did a full wing version. Oh, we got to these, didn't we? Move down. What's the best auto support software for you? Auto support. Ooh, right. I have a video for my members on supporting miniatures. Right. I like Lychee's. Right. If you want to auto support and print without doing anything, Tango is the best one. But Tango is terrible at everything else. Everything. Just moving, and you'll hear me say this a lot, just moving models around the bloody build plate is an absolute nightmare on Voxel Dance Tango. It is ridiculously annoying. Most slicers, you just click the move tool, you click on the model, and you drag it round, and it keeps the same surface flat to the plate. Oh no. Not on Tango. You click the move tool, you then get this little icon in the bottom left-hand corner of the print, which you can then move. But as you orient the plate round, it moves with the model. So you have to grab exactly that corner, and you can only move it on one axis at a time. There is a tiny little dot for free movement, but that doesn't keep it sat on the build plate. It'll lift it up, down, through the build plate, wherever it wants. It's a nightmare. So I'm sorry, Voxel Dance Tango, and I want to say thank you to Voxel Dance Tango for giving me a free subscription, 6-month subscription to their full application, not the crappy Elegoo one that you just get with Elegoo printers that isn't the full version and is based on version 2, not version 4, which the latest version of Voxel Dance is. Thank you so much for the freebie, but until you get movement of a model round the plate in some sensible way, or you tell me I'm an idiot because there's a button I need to click somewhere to enable this, which it should be by default, then I'm not using your software. No, not happening. Do I like the supports on Luke's STL models? No, not at all. They are ridiculous. So they're the best at just auto support and print. For actual auto supports where you know what you're doing with supports a bit, and I've got a video on this that only my members can see at the moment because I haven't thought of the thumbnail, that will show you how to use auto supports properly in Lychee. It's how I support all of my models in all of my prints where they aren't auto supported. Works for me every time. I don't get any marks or anything like that, pock marks on massive models to minis. Then that video's up online now. Use Lychee, use auto supports, then know how to tweak them. And I got that advice from a guy called Dan from the Lions Tower Miniatures. And if you want to see how supports are done right, you either need something... Excuse me, there's Atlas 3D, who I think do one-page rules, guys. But the way Dan from the Lions Tower supports his models in a way that he's thought, I want you to enjoy this, so you can just go and pull it out. And he supports his models, like the amount of models I've seen supported with like a sword like that, and then there's like 3 supports going across it, so you like lift it up and then you've got to cut them and do that. Dan is literally perfect supports. In fact, here's one of his models. In fact, this is a good example. And that you just twist and pull. And I hope I can show that. This was also printed on that 2K printer. Look at, I wish you could see the detail on this webcam, but that detail on that dragon, face, it's trying to thingy on my face. The detail on that dragon is insane. And that's a 2K printer. It's amazing. Right, okay, that's enough questions. No more questions now, guys, because I want to do this draw. I will go through them all now. Have I printed software? Have you printed using printers with ACF at slower movement speeds? Pintando, I know you. Pintando Minis, I know you. But yeah, with all due respect, of course I have. And I know that sounds sarcastic. So look, the way I always do my tests, whenever I drop a new resin in a new printer, it always goes in at 60 millimeters a minute or 1 millimeter a second. 2 reasons. One, because I've found that to be the most successful lift speed, and I don't mean the whole range, 2-stage lift. So for a 10-inch printer, 3 mil of that speed, and then just max speed up and down. So yeah, I've found that to be consistent. I've never had a problem with a resin at that speed ever in my life. So I do it at that. You can print slower than that, but slower lift speed isn't gonna help exposure width on ACF. ACF diffuses prints having, no matter what I say, and it leaves those crosshatch lines. Having said that, please watch my Saturn 3 Ultra review video when it comes out next week. I'm going to do that as a thing. Right, let me know in the comments. I want to have a read after this video. What video do you want next? Do you want the Saturn 3 Ultra, or do you want the Mono Anycubic Photon Mono X 6KS? Which is nothing like the Mono 6K. It's more like the Mono 2, whatever. But yeah, what do you want next? Say Saturn or 6K. Saturn or 6K. Which review do you want me to drop next? Because they're both about ready. I'm probably going to be doing 2 videos a week for a while, in a couple of weeks, because I've got videos queued up about washing cures that I've not done. So I'm thinking of doing a Tuesday, Saturday schedule. So we'll do that. But yes, I print at slow speeds with ACF. Right, moving down. Have I played with Hagia's Reflex much since your video? Do you happen to have tried your own resin with it? We want Wargaming resin in the Reflex. You can't use your own resin in it. At least yet. When it comes out, there'll probably be someone. Yeah, I thought it'd be the Saturn. All right. Thanks, guys. But yeah, there'll probably be somebody, like maybe Lychee makes some way that you can do your own slicing profiles in their software. It's nothing like, you don't set settings for any of the resins. You just choose the resin and go. You can't then go exposure time up and down. So unless you get a resin that's close to theirs, no. Weirdly, the miniature hobbyist tried it the other way around. He tried their resin in another printer, but that's he's told me he's done that, and it's not for me to share what the results were, because I believe he might be using that for content. So but yeah, so check out the miniature hobbyist, and make sure you subscribe to him as well. Lychee has done me good for auto supports, but all medium supports, but all medium supports, but then changing face supports to small supports. Okay, yeah, that's kind of what I do. I don't know what you mean by face supports, like supporting a face or on faces. So yeah, Dan is awesome. He's helped me so much. He's a genius sculptor. He is, Pontus. Oh, I'm glad you know him. That's good. Right, everybody wants the Saturn. Okay, Hobby Corner, why are you here? Has your live stream not started yet? Aren't you 9 o'clock? Aren't I 10 minutes into your show, mate? Sorry. Right, that's it. Thank you for not asking. Oh, look. No, there he is. Hey, how you doing, John? You all right? I didn't know you were here, mate. I had no idea you were here. You're not... Sorry, John. I don't know whether you've entered the competition or not, but you've got one now. You're not having one. You're not having another one. Oh, crap. Sorry, I didn't... Yeah, I don't know if I... Sorry, I don't know if I should say... Sorry. Just ignore that. Ignore me. I'll apologise for the thing I'm apologising for. If you didn't catch on, then good. If you did, then thingy. Then I apologise and it bothered you. Right, so cool. Right, should we do a giveaway? Yeah? It's fine. It's going to be the Saturn, guys. Let me see if I can... I need to get my edit done tomorrow. Don't know if I can. I'm hoping I can. I will let you know. Basically, I'll do the Saturn on Tuesday if I can. If it's not ready, then you'll get the 8K. But it'll work better to do the Saturn 2, then the Photon, then the next week the comparison for the 2 Saturns would make sense. Then I've got the Mars 4 to do, then the comparison for the Mars 4. So I need to do 2 videos a week for the coming weeks. On the sake of videos, right, videos. There are 156 people watching right now. Right, before I do this draw... Oh, thank you so much, Kay. Thank you for becoming a member. I really appreciate it. So yeah, you're going to get your name up in credits. You can see all my exclusive videos. You can get early access. You'll see the Saturn review tomorrow when I get it uploaded, probably late on in the evening. So if anybody wants the Saturn review early, it will go up tomorrow. But you're going to... what do we call it? Yeah, if I win, I'm just down the road. Easy to drop off. Brilliant. I wouldn't mind. You say easy to drop off. I haven't got it here. And it worries me that you know where I live. But yeah, Yeah, it's all right. We don't get a lot of thumbs up and likes. Right, there's a couple of things I want you to do before I do this draw. One is I just need you to understand that the draw is based on the comments that were on the video, so that's fine. I've already pulled them into a list. I'm not going to go through the list like I did last time because I need to get going. My family will be home soon. I want to go and eat something this evening. So it's based on all of those commenters. Good luck to everyone. Whoever wins, I will get into touch with you. Do not give your details out on a thing, or I'm not going to message you on WhatsApp or anything like that. I will tell you, go to fohammer.com. In fact, let me show you right now. I will tell you you're the winner in a comment. I will say, go here. I did a really good video recently, and for those of you in the UK, how you didn't click this, I did change the thumbnail. Oh, did I lose? Oh, hang on. Sound's back now. Sorry, sound's back. Bear with me a second. I need to edit it, so I'm going to show it again. Webcam desktop. Is it that one? I'm back on here. I'm here. Right. That's fine. Let me just do it this way. It's all right. Sorry, I didn't see that. So I've not set up my audio on that third one where it's thingy only. Right, I'm on here. What I was saying was, apologies for that, guys. Thank you very much for shouting me. So the way I'll contact you is I will respond to your comment that you made on the GK2 video, and I'll say, come here to this page. And the way you get here is you go to fohammer.com, which will now take ages to load because I never get the cached version. Don't know if you heard that bit. So here you go. You go to About. If you're on mobile, you click the the little hamburger menu. You go to, but you don't click About. You click the hamburger menu and you go to Contact. Okay. I will then ask you to contact me here. You contact me here. If you want, I will then get on the phone with you so you can see it's my face. If you, yeah, I know the sound's back. Don't worry. Yeah. I've got 2 scenes set up and the third one wasn't right. So I will ask you to contact me via here. If you want, for your security, I'll jump on the phone with you. I will give you like blah blah blah. I will jump on a Discord call or something like that. You'll see my face. We'll have a chat. So you know it's me. If somebody just says hi, add us on Signal or something like that. It seems to be Signal is the popular thing that they lie about. Then that's a lie. I'll never ask you to contact me on Signal. I will ask you to contact me via this. I will then get your details off you. There will be no charge to you, no shipping or anything like that. But yeah, so there we go. But yeah, no, sorry, Stu, it needs to be on the original video. Sorry. Yeah. Angel, you've got my number, or at least Dave has anyway. We can chat anytime you want. Ring me when Dave's out. Is Dave here? Is he watching? You can't see me. Can you see me winking? No, because there's light in my eye. I just look like I'm having a stroke. Right. So that's it. That's how I'll contact you. That's the first thing. Right. The second thing. 2. Yeah. Beware of faux hammer. Always beware of faux hammer. Right. Second thing. I know I changed the thumbnail, but right, for those of you in the UK, this is where you get to see what I've been searching on YouTube. I spent 2 hours last night because I didn't realise it was a thing. after I'd heard Bring Me to Life by Eric Cartman. I spent 2 hours last night listening to AI covers of things. There's some brilliant Freddie. Look there, Eric Cartman, Bring Me to Life. It's fantastic. Right, so if we go to Warhammer videos, we will not go to that one. Well, we did. We'll go to Warhammer videos. There's me picking my nose and look. I'm in the. Oh, let's see how. Can we just do that 1 sec? Right. So you can see me talking to me, but I'm in the past. But this is now the future for you because it's such a delay. But yeah. Ah, oh, Dave, what a gatekeeper. Guy, he won't let me play with his Titan or his wife. Terrible. Right, so who wouldn't click that thumbnail? Like, if you're in the UK, how have you not 2.8k views? Seriously. Like, I don't get me wrong, right? That might not be your thing. Warhammer might not be your thing. Free printers are probably your thing. I tell you what, Nick, for being a good sport, there you go. There you go, you're in. Brilliant. And that's it. It's the last one I'm doing. So yeah, that's it. Everyone's now watching my video. They're like, when is now? What's happening? Right, nobody won yet. Right, so here we go. So look, that is a dairy milk cover. Something like, yeah. Like, seriously, this is a video about 3D printing Space Marines, and it is my worst viewed video. That's hilarious. That's fun to watch. I'm really, really, like, mardy about that. I'm glad some of you saw it. Doesn't matter whether you're a Galaxy or Cadbury's fan because it tastes like Kinder. But yeah. Angel, how have you not already... You're in it! Well, not you, but your comments in it. Can't believe it. Right. So, I said 2 things before I do this review. So the first one was, you'll understand how it's going to be thingied. The second one is, I want you all to say now, I promise I'll watch your chocolate video after this one. Thank you, LFC for Life Jedi. Yes, it's hilarious. It is. It's hilarious. It's so random. So I want to see promises coming up. I want to say, I promise to watch your video after this one. And I'm not moving until I do. Yeah, the look on my face. Oh, yeah. Spoilers, but yeah. Fair enough, Angel. I'll let you off. But yeah, like, it's a good... I was so... Like, that was to me. Like, and put it this way, right? I make some money. Like, don't get me wrong. I've got my job. And I do make money off the printers that I sell. But that money goes back into making more reviews and more content. So I was a good few pounds up last month, and I thought, you know what? I've just seen this. That printer cost me 500 quid. That's £500 for a 3D printer. It's not cheap. I don't expect any of you to buy one, but I thought, you know what? That is the video that's going to get me up there as a, oh my God, somebody made chocolate Space Marines. What the hell? This is what world am I in? Is that possible? Like, and you can do anything on it. Like, if you can 3D print it, then you can do it on this printer pretty much. You saw the quality, but yeah. So if it was a toss up between the chocolate printer or the GK2, which would I say is better? Yeah, if you're local, by all means, yes. If you are local to me, you can come round and try it whenever you want. Like, I'll even, you know what? I'm going to see if I can get Element Games to take it in there. Like, if they can print Element Games logos or something like that. You want a chocolate Space Marine for my birthday? It took half a day to print that one, Angel. I'll do you the word angel or an angel printed in chocolate. How's that? Yeah, you did. Thank you so much. That's a real friend. A real friend watches friends' videos. Oh, I just got it. Sorry, man. I'm normally busy on a Friday. But yeah. So anyway, after this video, you're going to go and watch that video because that needs to go up in views and get more clicks. 500 quid it cost me to entertain 2.8 thousand people. Like, yeah. So you can print planets, not galaxies. So suppose you can. There we go. Milton Keynes, you are the last place ever to have an original Warhammer store. I think it's gone now, wasn't it? It went. But Milton Keynes is a weird place. It's just straight roads and roundabouts, and I get this. Whenever I drive through it, I get this feeling that it was built to be. It was built like in the 80s to be an overflow from London, but nobody moved in. Is kind of like how I feel when I'm driving through Milton Keynes. But the shopping centre's awesome. It's just too far for me. I prefer Meadowhall because it's only an hour. It's only 40 minutes. So right. Should we give away a printer? So look, yeah, good views. Like, to be fair, like the Chidi Tech, that needs a better thumbnail. Like, I was being very lazy, and they deserve better from me. Cloud42 got 40 odd thousand views, and I got 6. But he knows what he's talking about. I just literally print and go brr. And that's what I'm trying to be. Like, I'm not trying to be the tech guy. My channel is not, oh, I know printers. My channel is like, I just want to print cool stuff. And that's the people I'm trying to relate to. We don't want to know how they work to such and such a degree. We want to know what affects us, and that's it. Like, if it's got an XK617 Volcano hot end, who gives a shit? No one. So, yeah. I didn't watch the chocolate one since I wasn't interested. All right, I tell you what, guys. Even if, do me a favour, I just want the views up. Even if you don't watch it, put it on, turn the volume down on your device it's on, and then just walk away for 12 minutes and 12 seconds just to get my views up. And then maybe add a comment saying this was hilarious. That I did. Yeah, Meadow Hell. Yeah, it has gone a bit crap. Right, let's do a giveaway because I think my parents are back. Only one of them's still alive, and they don't live here. So, right, here we go. Everyone's name's in there. Right, are we ready for this? Are we doing it? Yep. Thank you. I really do appreciate you watching it and watching it again. I think my name's in there, so if I win it, I'll draw it again. If the comment is not, unless it's, who was it, Nick? Unless it's Nick Stewart. Unless, thank you, Mark. I really appreciate it. That's a true member. Yes, there we go, Angel. Put it on loop. Do what you did with this video. But yeah, so YouTube doesn't recommend it to Warhammer people. That's why I've lost my. How do you enter? Too late. Sorry, Coxie. I really do. Sorry. I don't mean to be a dick, but you know, this has been out for months. Sorry. Right. So I'm going to read the comment. If the comment, unless you're next to it, if the comment isn't what I asked for, which is specifically a why do you, or what do you want to print on this printer, then I'm going to assume it was just a random comment. You didn't even know that the competition was going. So right, I hope that the winner is in the chat. So there we go. Thanks again. Appreciate the grace. I'm just going to quick countdown. 5, 4, 3. You know what? Let's just spin. See what happens. Good luck, everyone. Please pop up. Please work. Here we go. The_Crote. The Crote. So they won. Let me have a look at, because I have all of the comments here. So what did they say? Sorry, I need to read to do this. 10,000 views. Okay, that's daft. No, 1 of 2. Here we go. Comment. Oh my god, built-in resin heating. This feature was this. Oh god, it's built-in resin heating. The feature we all waited for. If I would get this beauty, well, I still have a bunch of big arch villain stuff to print for a friend of mine. There we go. I think that's quite clear, isn't it? I think that's quite clear that they knew about the competition and entered it. Let's see when was that comment made. We're about to make someone's day. 20th of April is when they made that comment. 20th of April. So yeah, so I will reach out to the Crote. Does anyone want to tell me how to pronounce it? You're not going to tell me how to pronounce it in text, are you? That doesn't work. But yeah, so it's German for okay. It's weird that, like, ich spreche ein bisschen Deutsch, but I was unaware that Kroat is toad. Kroat. Sorry. Yeah, I did. I did know that. Yeah. Yeah. Idiot. So well done to the Kroat. I will reach out to him now. This might be the last one. I don't know. I thought it was last time. Next time I get another free 3D printer. Yeah, it's been that long. But yeah, so yeah, next time I get another free 3D printer to give away, then we'll do that. Obviously, we did have a giveaway for the Sonic Mini 8KS, but it just didn't. It just didn't take off enough. We'll never get to the 50,000 views that video needs on that printer. It's a good printer. It really is a good printer. Unfortunately, an 8K printer came out at a low price weeks before the 12K printers come out. So there you go. Yeah, if he doesn't answer, then yeah, there is still a chance for people. I will obviously message this person. I'm saying he. I don't know. You obviously all know I don't mean to misgender people. But when I look at my audience stats, it is quite literally 99.7% male, and along with Angel and who else? And Soph, I'm guessing. Again, don't mean to misgender you, Soph. I know the gender of Angel because I've met her. So there we go. Right, I need to go, guys. Pintando, great, good to speak to you again, man. Good to see you all. Chuck Rodriguez, Angel, Tig, Hector, anyone who's in there. I'm just reading names up here of people I've seen before. But thank you ever so much for joining me. Thank you for being part of this. Hopefully we can do it again before not long. And there we go. So thanks very much, guys. Well done to the Kroat. What do I normally say? Like a movie line, and then Warhammer out. What's a good movie line? What shall I say? Anyone still there? First one who comes up with the movie line, I'll just say it. Bye, have a good time. That's not it. First one with a movie quote, I'll just say that and go. Anyone got a good end of movie quote? We need to figure out a time to paint. We do. Yes, we do. Sorry. Yep. I will message you later. I'm going to go and eat now. Correct. Haha. Only just turned off my club card app. Correct. How part of this? Happy percentage by woohoo! I got the gender right. Yay! Love the Hasta la vista. I can't use that one, Soph, because that's in one of my upcoming videos that I've recorded but not released. Let's take off. And yes. Thank you, Pablo Fiasco. We're using that one. Let's take off and nuke the site from orbit because it's the only way to be sure.